Hi, Tracy. I can't see who else is there. I see
Hey,
Tracy.
doll.
I see Tracy. So, I am going to stop sharing my screen and saying hello to everybody. So everybody's muted. Hi, Mindy. I can't see anybody else. The pictures are so small. Anyway, so welcome to Wool Walk, finally, after, much delay. I really, we had planned this for the last couple of months, and I honestly didn't think it was going to happen, honestly, because, I thought we were going to be shut down again or something. So, we put in the virtual component just in case that we weren't able to do it in person, but we are able to do it in person. So anyway, everybody can hear me? Shake your head. Okay. Somebody said no. Who's that, Elaine? You can't hear me, Elaine? Okay, so I just want to go over a couple of things, and what we're going to be having on sale throughout the store and what may be new and all that good stuff. I think everybody knows me. If you guys have a question, feel free to send it in the chat. And so this way, because we are going to be putting this video up on YouTube. So I'm just trying to get to, I normally do this on my, iPad, and there we go. I normally do this on my iPad, and so the controls are a little different on my laptop, but I wanted to make sure my iPad didn't die. So we are participating in this Wool Walk this year. We have opened the store officially a few weeks ago for in-person shopping. We adjusted our hours a little. They're up on the website, but we are here 4 days a week. And we are also open by appointment on Tuesdays for those folks who just want to, shop by themselves. For Wool Walk, we are open 8 out of the 9 days then Wool Walk's going to happen. So today through next Sunday, the only day we won't be here is Monday. There's no appointment shopping in person during Wool Walk. If you really don't want to come in when there's other people in, just give me a call and I can accommodate you in the morning. So I'm going to show you a couple of things. We got a lot of farm yarn in while we were, during the pandemic and all that stuff. So I want to show you some of that stuff. So we have it, we keep our farm yarn natural, and we have done some really cool stuff with it. If you look at the shawl, okay, behind me, that was done in 2 fingering weight skeins, which we did right here. This is from Mardi Gras, and this is from a bunch of girls. The white one is a bunch of girls, Mardi Gras, right here. And the bunch of girls are Carly, Kermie, and Brianna. And I did this shawl, which is by Joji Locatelli, and it's called Pure Joy. Okay, it's on Ravelry for $5. For those of you, I don't know what levels you're at, not all of you anyway, it is a more intermediate pattern because it is short rows, but it is a really fun pattern, and I think it's pretty dramatic, and you need 2 skeins of fingering to do it. So I did it in these 2. And I'll show you where all the stuff is up on the site later. I also did this hat, which is called Aspen Hollow by Andrea Renee, and I did that in a DK weight yarn, and this is from a little boy named Zeus. So it's 80% Zeus and 20% BFL, and it is so squishy. I wish you can come into the store and feel it. It's just so squishy, and I'll even put it on for you because, I look terrible in hats since I cut my hair, but it's a very, very nice hat. See, I look terrible in hats now. When I had long hair, I look better. I'll just leave that on for a second. So that's that. We also had some other really fun yarns come in, like this one, which is a brown and white marl. I haven't knitted anything else. I haven't knitted anything in this yet, but I'm hoping to do that in the next couple of weeks. And this is from a couple of animals named Cha-Cha, who's the brown, and Indian Kermie, who are the white ones. So it's like a brown and white marl. And I have a black and white marl at the mill right now, so I can't wait to get that back. I'm going to take this off because it's hot. Here's a beautiful DK squishy. This would look awesome in that Aspen hollow hat as well. This is from a girl named Sandy, and it also has merino and golden tussa in it. So it is really, really super squishy and really soft. And it is a DK as well. Here's another DK by a little boy named Thor. And he is a merino and cultivated silk. So, you know, we put some nice stuff into some of our yarns. We also have some white worsted from a little boy named Anthony. Yes, Anthony, not Anthony, not Tony, Anthony. And I have 4 sock yarns right now, and they all have nylon in them, so you could actually use them for socks, but they're equally awesome for shawls or fingerless mittens or whatever. And this is from 2 little animals named Stella and Sandman. I know Tracy has some Sandman from a few years ago. I had to repeat it, and I added Stella in because I wanted to do something with her fiber as well. And this is alpaca BFL and nylon. And I'm gonna make myself some socks on my antique sock knitting machine. Okay, so if there's any questions, you know, like just feel free to like hit me up on the chat, okay? And I can get that answered for you immediately. Okay, so those were some of my some of our farm yarns that came in. We also have a ton of roving that came in, but I'm gonna do a fiber showcase at another time. So we're not gonna really talk about fiber today. We're gonna move on to some of our Handspun. So Jess and I, the only things we managed to do during the pandemic was spin yarn and list it. We were both pretty like demotivated. You know, both of us had dyed a ton of yarn for Wool Walk that was going to happen in April. And when we had to cancel Wool Walk and then the state shut down, I don't know about you guys, but we were so demotivated. We really didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to knit. All I did was bake, clean my house, cook, clean my house some more, and all I can manage to do was spin yarn. So we have a lot of new yarns. I'm just going to show you a couple. So here's a yarn from Jess. This is some Romney and Sparkle with a little bit of silk in it. It is a beautiful gray. Let me just move this over here. Oh no, that's worse. Here, I'm going to just move that. My head's black and white. So there's a beautiful gray with some nice silk pops in it and a lot of sparkle. You know, we like sparkle. Here is a new bat I just developed, and I spun a couple of skeins from it. It's called Midnight in the Garden of Good and Purple. So if you guys have seen that movie, Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil, you know, a little play on that. But this is from a little girl. The black in this is from a little girl named Winona. And it has soft silk, which is silk that is carded from sari silk, and really smooth, and purple, because I am a purple freak, for those of you who know me. And it is super sparkly and super soft. And I have a couple of those, but that's Midnight in the Garden of Good and Purple. And for those who spin as well, we have those in bats. Here is, I did a very neutral skein. This is Sebastian. For those of you who have been to my farm and have done the tours, you know who Sebastian is. And I took Sebastian's entire fleece from last year and I made it all into bats, but I kept it neutral to kind of capitalize on the fact that he's a kind of a superstar, and I didn't want to like put too much color in. I wanted to keep him kind of who he is rather. And so this is a Sebastian skein. And I mixed some Tussa silk and a little bit of merino and some soft silk in his color, a little bit of gold, and a pinch of Angelina, because you know he is a macho boy. We didn't want too much glitter. Oh, I don't know. And this is also worsted weight, and I have like, I think I have 2 skeins of this as well. Again, super, super soft. Okay, so Jess has been spinning up a storm as well, and she took one of my braids, which is called Fairy Tale Forest. This was a club braid, and she took this braid, which has black and pink and turquoise and some chartreuse in it, and she spun it into this. Isn't that pretty? It came out so nice. And this is like a chunky weight and super soft and squishy. Again, a little bit of sparkle. I know, you're seeing a theme, right? Here's another braid, another skein by Jess. This is some alpaca from our farm. And this was some Mardi Gras and I think some sandy and, you know, a little bit of brown. And this is a worsted. And again, super soft and squishy. And then what I did is I took a whole bunch of little odds and ends. I have this thing called bits and bobs, where when we braid our fiber in the store, we're always left with an odd ounces because fiber sold in kilos, and we braid our fiber into 4 ounces or 2 ounces. We're always left with a couple ounces left over. So what we do is we rip them up and put them in bags so that you could spin this spontaneous yarn that you don't even have to think about it. You just grab a little bit and a little bob and you just spin it all together, and it comes out really funky and really fun. And I have to tell you, it's some of the most fun things to spin because you have no idea how it's going to turn out. And that is, I have 4 of these. I mean, look at that. That is just so funky. And there is every fiber on earth in this braid. You know, I mean, in this skein, I have 4 of these, and they're called Wonderful, Wonderful. Wonderful, Wonderful. So now, most people love the look of Handspun, but they don't know what you do with it, right? Because they see like one skein. We try to spin more than one skein of a certain colorway. So, oh, what weight was the Wonderful, Wonderful? The Wonderful, Wonderful were worsted. Wonderful, Wonderful was worsted. So the Wonderful, Wonderful, some of those, I'm going to show you, I'm going to share my screen in a little while to show you where everything is online, just in case you guys, you're welcome, just in case you guys can't get into the store, whether you're not local or whether you don't want to go out in the middle of this stuff going on. If you don't want to be around other people because you've become antisocial, I mean, you know, whatever the reason is. So people often say, you know, oh, I love the way that hand spun yarn looks, but what do I do with it? Well, you use hand spun just like you would any other yarn. We usually try to spin a little bit more than just 1 skein per colorway. And of course, we can always spin as much as you want, you know, because we make our own fiber here in the store. So I just want to show you a couple of things if you haven't been in the store and you didn't see this. So this is, we had done a knit along. Oh my God, I guess it's 2 years now. This is, I really have to do something with this light. I think I'm just going to move. I don't think you guys can see much. Oh, that's a little better. That's a little better. So, see the raw fiber behind me. So this, yeah, this is much better. So this is a sweater, and I was gonna wear it today, but it turns out it's like 70 degrees, and alpaca in this temperature, no. So this was called, this is Harvest from Tin Can Knits. We had done a knit along a few years ago, and I had spun this entire sweater, the yarn for it, and you know, at a worsted weight, and it's like royal baby alpaca, and I mixed some merino in there and some sari silk waist, and of course sparkle, because again, we always do sparkle. And so, you know, if you're a spinner or you like the look of hand spun yarn, you could totally do projects with it. Now, if you just buy something, you know what this would look awesome in? the Andrea Mowry's Night Shift. This would look awesome, maybe with a solid, you know, if this doesn't sell, I might just have to steal it off my shelf and do that, because we are going to be doing, Jess and I are going to be doing a night shift this winter. So, you know, buy it before I steal it back. So, okay. And then here's another thing that, you know, this took I think it took a first place at Burlington County Farm Fair a few years ago. But here I spun this, and this is a braid called Walkers, and you see how it stripes. And I'm blanking on the pattern, but I'll put it in the show notes. And so, you know, that was spun at a DK weight for that particular shawl. And so, you know, what I'm trying to say is, you know, don't be afraid of handspun, because handspun's cool. And if you only are going to get one skein, then you can make a beautiful hat or a beautiful cowl. But, you know, you could totally do a large project with handspun. And if you're a spinner, like I know Tracy is, Tracy, you have to spin like a bunch of stuff so that you can actually make something like large. So, all right, so I am going to, like, I left all my stuff over there, but the light over there is really bad. So I'm just going to stand up a minute and get some other stuff so that I can show you. If there's any questions, type them in chat. Okay, and then I'm going to do a Q&A at the end and open the microphones for everybody. But if you have a question, just holler, okay? I'll be right there. I'm still here. I didn't leave. I'm going to get some of our stuff. You know, you set up all the stuff around you, you know, live TV and all. It's a little daunting to do it live. Normally when I do a podcast or whatever, you know, I just keep talking and then I edit out all the mistakes I make, but, you know, okay. So the New Jersey Wool Walk was, you know, this is year 2020. So I thought I was so clever, and I came up with a shawl pattern, which I didn't bring back here, but I'll show you that. And I called the shawl pattern Hindsight. Get it? Hindsight 2020. Yeah, I know. I'm very punny. And I also created a wool walk colorway called Hindsight. So this is Hindsight. Okay. It is a limited edition. Once it's gone, it's gone. And I also just did, okay, I did this back in March. I just blocked it. I had forgotten I did it because, you know, once we shut down. But this is the Storm Shawl by Joji Locatelli in our Hindsight colorway. It's a fingering weight shawl. It's called Storm Shawl. It's on Ravelry. And it takes just one skein of fingering. Really fun knit. I'm a big Joji Locatelli fangirl, so, you know. But I love her patterns. And, you know, it looks great with a variegated yarn. It would look good with solid yarn. It would look good with anything. So I want to show you one of the other things I've been working on for like over a year and a half. It's one of those, you know, you have something left over. And of course, I forgot the name of this too. But look at that. Doesn't that look fun? It's a free pattern from Hedgehog Fibers. I just can't remember what the name is, but I will put that in the show notes as well when I load this to YouTube. But basically, you take 2 strands of fingering so that it's a DK weight, and you hold them together, and it just, I mean, I think it's called Flying Fringe, actually, now that I think about it. See? Flying Fringe. So this is a great, great project for those of you who use a lot of fingering weight yarn, whether you make socks or a lot of shawls and you always have stuff left over. You can get all of your ends into a project that I think is going to look beautiful by the end. And you can make it as long as you want. And then you could use all that stuff up without, you know, it just sitting in your stash forever. And you'll have a really awesome shawl. So that's called Flying Fringe, and it's by Hedgehog Fibers. It's free on her website. So I want to show you one more thing, and then I would talk about some of the sales we have. So this, if you've been in the store, you've seen this. This is, see, I also crochet. So for those of you who crochet and think that you're not appreciated by your yarn store owners, let me tell you, that's not true. So this pattern, actually, Tracy had done this pattern a few years ago, and I love the pattern so much I had to steal her idea and do it as well. And I did it with two different colors. I did it with a variegated and a Donegal tweed in a solid, and here's the two skeins. This is called Vintage Patina, okay? And then this is called Golden Crown in Donegal. You could also do it in a solid. I actually, you know, did it in Donegal because, quite frankly, I didn't have it in a solid that wasn't Donegal at the time I started. And, you know, I wanted to start the project. So, but, you know, this is a really cool shawl for those of you who crochet, but I think it shows off the yarn really well as well. Now, some of our stuff that's on sale. I'm going to go to the website in a little while to share my screen to show you, because we have a lot of stuff on sale. One of the things we have on sale is, you know, it's October. So my DK wool cotton blend I've put on sale because, again, it's October. So this would be great to pick it up. It's at 15% off, and it's called Performance DK. And they're all labeled down the Jersey Shore, you know, saltwater taffy, all that stuff. You know, I came from the Jersey Shore. That's where I came from. Even though I moved all the way out here into Burlington County, that's where I come from. So they're all named after things down the Jersey Shore, you know, surf and all that stuff. And so they're all on sale at 15% off. No coupon needed. It's already up on the website. And I'll show you what I'm doing with it. If I ever finished it. I have so many UFOs. And Jess and I just decided to, you know, cast on a new thing today. What are we thinking? So here is my awesome, okay, the beginning of, this is the Soldatna. That's all, that's as far as I've gotten. Okay, I think this has been sitting in timeout for like a year, maybe a year. Yeah, Tracy's saying yeah, so maybe a year, maybe a year. So, but anyway, so the colors I'm doing it in, you know, I'm doing it in saltwater taffy, surf, prairie, grass, something grass, and suntan. So I'm, you know, it's a really soft, squishy yarn, and it's 15% off. I have two of my yarn lines, my hand paint yarn lines that are on sale, my marled yarn line and the Performance DK that I just showed you, because the marled yarn line, I can't get that yarn base anymore. So I've decided to close it out at 15% off. And this one, because again, it's half cotton and it's October and we want to be knitting with chunky and, you know, warmer stuff. So those two things. Now, also, here's a special that you're only going to see on the video because you joined or watched it on YouTube. Like if you're watching this after it's been live, is if you spend $100, now for those of you who know me, you know I never put my hand paints on sale except for Small Business Saturday once a year. But in the age of COVID, you know, things are different, things change. So we are doing a special only if, so don't share this with anybody, only if they watch the video, is we're doing a special. And if you spend $100 in our hand paints, not the ones that are already on sale, but the ones that are full price, like these, okay? If you spend $100 on either my hand paints or Jess's hand paints or our farm yarn, you can get 10% off that batch. So spend $100 on those three things, Jess's hand paints, my hand paints, or farm yarn, and you get 10% off. And here's the code. Does that look backwards to you? No, it looks good. Okay. So it looks backwards to me. So it is NJWW2020. That's the code. And this is our website, yourlysonline.com. You know, I'm sure you can find me. You can also, if you aren't shopping online, and you're going to come in the store this week, this code is available all the way through next Sunday, the 11th. If you're going to come in during the week, just say you saw the code on a video, and you know it's applicable whether you're in person or online. We're also giving away, we have, I don't want to call them raffles because, you know, the New Jersey Gaming Commission will come after me. So we're just going to call them giveaways. So we're doing 5 giveaways. Wow, that was loud. Let me lower that. We're doing 5 giveaways. We have a skein of my Hindsight that I just showed you, which is now buried. We have one of these. We have a skein of Jess's hand paint in Barnwood. Jess is doing a trunk show Wednesday night, and she's going to showcase all her new yarns. We're giving away 2 Malabrigo kits that Malabrigo generously gave to us in Malabrigo Chunky, and we put a hat pattern with them. Of course, you could use the yarn for anything you want. And then Plymouth Galway gave us a kit, Plymouth gave us a kit in Plymouth Galway with this awesome mitten pattern. So we have 5 giveaways. Now, if you order online and you're not going to make it in the store to actually enter your name into our little box, that's okay, because if you shop online and you order something online, we'll automatically put you in that box if you don't make it in the store. So, you know, don't worry about that. And then everybody who enters into any of the local stores, raffles / giveaways, you're also going to be entered into the grand prize, which is the blanket square. I don't know if you guys saw that. We didn't promote it, I don't think, as much as we would have if this happened in April. But each store was given a square that was created by Cascade. I don't carry Cascade, so any worsted weight yarn will get you the free pattern. And mine is an alpaca. And shocking, I know. And so we have the sample blanket of all the squares for all of our stores knit together. And so there's also a prize if you enter into any of our raffles to any of the stores. You'll also be entered into that grand prize to win that basket. So it's actually pretty. If you go onto the New Jersey Wool Walk page, you'll see it. It's pretty cool. So, okay, I am going to try to share my screen. And let me see. Okay. Wow. Sometimes, man. Let's see. Okay, I think you can see. I'm going to unmute everybody. So actually, let's see. Can you guys unmute yourselves?
Hey, Tal.
Hey, everybody. Can you see my screen?
Hi.
Yes.
Okay, good. So I just want to show you where the stuff is that we have on sale and all the stuff I just talked about. So if you go to yarn, okay, and you go to, so here's Indie Dyed Yarn by Jess and Indie Dyed Yarn by Rose. So if you go to Indie Dyed Yarn by Jess, you'll see all of Jess's yarns, okay? If you go to yarn, Indie Dyed Yarn by Rose, I know, self-explanatory, here's my yarn. If you go to yarn, farm yarn, that's all of our farm yarn, okay? And then the big one, if you go to yarn and go to New Jersey Wool Walk sale, you will see all of the stuff we have on sale. You don't need a coupon for this. The coupon's for if you spend over $100 in the other stuff. This you can just check out on the site. We have Alpaca Yarn Company, all of Plymouth Yarn. We have, here's my Down the Shore, Lemon Ice, Peach Ice Cream, you know, saltwater taffy, all that stuff's on sale. We have Fantasy Natural from Plymouth on sale. Here's more Fantasy Natural. We have Galway on sale. Gina. Plymouth Homestead, which is a really nice wool. Here's Silky Wool on sale, which is a beautiful yarn. It's half silk, half merino. It's a really, really nice yarn with an awesome drape. Here's my other yarn that's on sale that I can no longer get this base, so I'm discontinuing it. It's my marled sock yarn. That's all on sale. And we also have Zoe Natural, which is a beautiful cotton linen blend on sale. We also have all of Knitter's Pride interchangeable needle sets on sale as well. Ooh. So if you go to Needles, Hooks, and Notions and go to interchangeable needles, that's all on. All of the Knitter's Pride ones are on sale as well at 20% off. So does anybody have any questions?
What was the name of the half cotton?
That's my hand paint. They're called Down the Jersey Shore.
Down the Jersey Shore. Okay.
Okay, those are the ones that are on sale. They're 15% off.
And it's perfect for baby blankets.
It is a beautiful yarn for baby blankets. You're right. And hopefully I'll finish my Soldotna within the next year, and just in time for me to dye more of that next year. Anybody else have any questions? No? No? Maybe I'll just put the tour of the store on the end, and then you guys can watch that on YouTube. It's good speaking with you. It was good looking at you. Who's going to stop into the store this week in person? Anybody?
I'd like to try.
Nobody else?
Right.
No? All right. Well, hopefully, you know, feel free to shop online. You've got that code. Again, write it down. Okay. I'm going to put this video up on YouTube. I might edit it a little because I did make a mess of the Zoom stuff. Who the heck knows how it's going to look once I view it, but you know, it was live, right? We're allowed to be a little silly, right?
It was awesome. Thank you.
So, you know, if you have any questions, feel free to hit me up on Facebook or call the store. We're on Facebook as the Yarn Shop at Alma Park, for those of you who don't know. Or you could go to the New Jersey Wool Walk website at wordpress.com. And, you know, I hope to either see you in the store or see you online. And if you have any questions, call, email, catch me on Facebook. And I hope you guys stay safe and have a good rest of the fall season.
You too. Okay? Take care. See you soon.
Be good. Bye. So just a little tour of the store for those of you who either can't make it in person or are not local to us. So here is our giveaway section. And as you can see, here's Jess's Barnwood and my Hindsight Skein. 2 Malabrigo kits in chunky, and we put a hat pattern with it, and a cool mitten kit from Plymouth. Here's some sale yarns. Okay, here's some Fantasy Natural, Zoe Dappled, Silky Wool. Here's some shop samples that are for sale because we're no longer promoting those yarns. Let's go over here. Here for the spinners or felters, we have a huge fiber selection. So here's some of our fiber there. Those are some of our art bats. And here's some of our roving from our own animals. Here's some hand spun and some more hand spun and even more roving. These are all from our animals. We also have a lot of commercial yarn. I mean fiber, excuse me. Lots of commercial fiber. Okay. And so over here we have some hand paints. These are my hand paints. There's Hindsight. Here's some of our variegated hand paints, mine, that I dyed. Okay. So there's sock weight on one side and on the other side is DK. And then we have tons of tonals that I dyed and tons of minis for all those scrappy projects. Here on this table, we have my designs, which are currently all free on Ravelry or my website. Here's a hat and a cowl. Okay, here's my hindsight shawl, knit in 3 different color selections. The first one is Jess's in her colors, in her yarns. The other 2 are mine. Okay, here's some more of our Handspun. Here's my mantra, spin, knit, repeat. Okay, some wool walk bags. We have alpaca stuff as well, because don't forget I'm a farm. We sell really nice soaps. Here's all of Jess's hand paints. She's currently doing sock and DK only, but she has a bunch of minis, some sock blanks and all that stuff. Here's our farm yarn, more farm yarn, and more of my dyed yarns. We have some lace, and we have DK here, and we have some sport and worsted here. Here's the Down the Jersey Shore that's on sale. We have tons of samples. We're pretty sample heavy because, you know, we want to inspire inspiration when you come in. And of course we have tons of needles. Here's some of the Knitter's Pride sets that are on sale. We carry a full selection of ChowGoo in all the lengths and sizes and the interchangeable sets as well. We carry high flyers. We carry DPNs. We have a bunch of stuff. We also carry a ton of other notions, including beads and all sorts of stuff. And we also carry lots of Malabrio. We have this beautiful yarn called Ink and Spice, which just feels wonderful. And we have tons of buttons. Okay. We also have an awesome place to sit and knit. And when the pandemic's over, we hope that we can knit again. And here's Jess. Say hi, Jess.
Hello.
Okay, so that's a little tour of our store. Hope you can either join us online or in person. Our next Zoom meeting is Sunday, the October 4th at 2 p.m. And I'll be doing a design showcase of all of our designs that I created here, my original patterns, as well as what you can do with an art bat, how you can spin it. So for the folks out there that are spinners, maybe you want to join us for that. Okay, talk to you soon.